Welcome to Blacktop Rocks, the podcast number. What is it, Corinne?
We're on 6.
6. We haven't done
Yeah,
6 episodes, have we?
this is the 6th.
And this is my trusty sidekick, Corinne. Hey, Corinne.
Hi. Hello,
Have you
everybody.
been going?
Welcome.
Yes, welcome. Have you been going through a bit of a name crisis in the next while? You told me the other day that some people in your biker group are all confused because well, you were born with an E on the end of your name, and,
Yes,
and you've dropped the
yes.
E, and now it's. I've always called you Corinne. I,
Yes.
I think if I called you Corinn, it wouldn't be the same person, maybe.
Well, I am kind of a new person after all the stuff
Yeah,
I've been through and
yeah.
divorce and all that.
I would keep thinking of Corinn, like I would be thinking every time I said your name, I'd like, yes, she careened into the side of a big truck.
Oh, jeez.
So I don't know if
Here
that
we
would be the
go.
right way to think about you.
Yeah, here we go poking
What you
fun
been
at
up
me
to this
again.
week? I'm not poking fun at
Oh.
you. What you talking about? Hello, everybody. Nice to see everybody here today. Well, I shouldn't say nice to see
Yes.
everybody. We do appreciate your comments and your emails. We like to hear about what you're
Mm-hmm.
doing. And
Yes.
half the
Yes,
emails that we get
definitely.
are all about Korean nowadays.
Oh, no, they're not.
Oh, yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Hi, that blonde is so sexy.
Oh, jeez. He's
Well,
making it up.
no, I'm not. She likes it. It's good. It's nice to. It really is nice to have feedback from people. So, what you been up to this week?
Oh, it was crazy busy for the gardening, getting everything wrapped up. I was solid. I even had to work on the weekend too, so to get everything finished up for the fall. We actually
Yeah,
hit single digit overnight the night before last, so that was kind of depressing.
single digit. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, well, single digit temperature overnight. It's chilly.
for those of the people listening that haven't had any schooling, single digit would mean like under 10.
Sorry, I didn't clarify
Well,
that. I
I like
thought
to
people would
I like
know.
to include all groups. I like to include schooling and
Oh, okay.
non-schooled. It's important.
Okay. Okay.
Everybody's equal under
Okay,
the
yes.
eyes of God.
Well, of course. Of
What if,
course.
what if some person that doesn't have any school, you say single digits, and they're thinking, no, what is that, under 100?
Oh, yeah, I don't think they would think that.
Well, they might have had no
You're
schooling.
you're being
I didn't
extreme.
I didn't learn a thing in the only thing I learned to do in kindergarten was sit in the goddamn corner with a fucking upside down cone on my head. It was called the dunce chair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I learned that.
Oh, there's a reason for that.
I learned the perimeters of. Well, it didn't help either. The fact that I was trying to get a date with the teacher, but
Oh my gosh. You started early.
yeah, well, I couldn't help it. I was attracted to older teachers.
Oh my goodness. Oh, the podcast has gone sideways already.
Yeah, I was really attracted. I was really attracted to a couple of the math teacher. I was really attracted to, but he was such a growly old bastard.
Oh, I see our viewership just dropped.
Yeah.
Oh my
Anyway,
goodness.
yeah, single did this time of year, right?
Yeah, I even turned the heater on last night for a little while. Take the chill out. Yeah,
Did you?
that kind of
Oh boy.
sucks, but yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. We're middle of
I thought
September. That's
I
gonna
thought you
happen.
use your cat for that.
No, she likes sitting by the heater.
Oh, okay. I don't get that because I was traumatized as a child by a cat. His name was Benny,
Uh-huh.
and he would literally attack people. Like I'm not even kidding. Like even to their neck and their head. He would sit on the top of a
My
cupboard or the
goodness.
car outside, and as you walked by, he would just like attack you. He should have been put in this day and age. He'd have been put down for sure,
So,
like
did he
forcibly
attack
put down.
everybody or just certain ones?
No, just certain few. Paperboy, me, a couple of my
You.
dad's friends were on antibiotic several times because of that stupid thing. He
Oh,
was a
jeez.
Siamese
Oh, yeah. Those things are
cho-
vicious. I
chocolate
had,
point.
I had,
I think he was born in
yeah, I had a
Iran, maybe.
bad.
I'm not sure.
Oh, jeez. I had a bad experience with a Siamese cat too. When I was a teenager, I was babysitting for for money, and this place had a Siamese cat, and so it would sit in the basement and just howl, and it would sound like it was sitting beside you. And there was one of the nights the kids were in bed, and I was just laying on the couch watching TV, waiting for the parents to get home, and I dozed off. And at one point, I was laying on my side, and I opened my eyes, and the cat was like right there, looking, staring at me. And I was like, "Holy crap!" It scared the Jesus out of me. And yeah, I never dozed off at that place
Did you
again.
not think to like
I was
punch it in
too
the face?
afraid
I
of the
think if you
cat.
punch a well, hell yeah. I think if you punch a cat in the face solid enough, you could knock it out.
Well, you'd probably kill it actually,
I
but
tried
no, I
many
wouldn't
times.
do
I never
that.
actually got to
Well,
knock it out,
it
but
yeah. I mean, if if it's attacking you and you need to protect yourself, well, have at it, I guess. But no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
oh, I did. I had to. If it
But
was
yeah, it
me or
scared the
him,
heck out
it
of
was
me.
me or him, man.
Yeah,
No, it
yeah,
would scare the heck out of you. I would be afraid like that if any number of
yeah,
things was looking at me when I was sleeping. Like
yeah.
if I opened my eyes and there was a robin sitting on a tree branch staring at me, I'd be thinking the birds were coming.
Well, yeah. Sometimes birds can be scary too.
Yeah. You ever been
Apparently,
attacked by a bird?
crows have a memory. No, but my great uncle of mine had a budgie that he would let fly around the house, and we'd go visit, and this thing would be flying all over. I didn't like that. It'd be flying over your head, try to land on you, and I that creeped me out. Didn't like it.
I had a friend who had a parrot, and the parrot used to call me nutsack.
He probably picked that up from your friend.
That's what I mean. I'm thinking that I
Yeah, well,
started to
your
question
friend's
my
calling
friend
you
on,
that.
right? I started questioning my friend. Well, how did you learn that? Oh, he just picked it up. I says, have you been calling me a
Oh yeah.
nutsack, you fucking spode? He says, well, only a couple times. I said, you better learned it.
Picked it up somewhere.
A spode would be a similar form of a nutsack that our good friend Brent Dorner, I think he invented that word. For some reason, he calls everybody a
Oh,
spode,
okay.
and I think in the dictionary, I see no word spode, but it's something bad. I know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd
So
never heard
anyway,
that word until met you.
what, nutsack?
Yeah, no, spode.
Oh, you shouldn't be saying words like that.
Oh my god. Oh, our poor podcast.
Could you imagine me hosting a game show? Woo.
Oh god, no.
Anyway, well, yes, it is that time of year. It's getting colder.
Mhm.
So I'm not looking forward to it, of course. Of course, with
Yeah.
cold
That's
comes
good.
ice and snow and terrible temperatures that we truckers
Mm,
have to endure. I guess your
yes.
gardening will slow down in the winter one.
Yeah, to a point. It's out here on the coast. I just keep going. I have clients that keep going year round, and unless it's snowing, we do get snow once in a while, or monsooning, then
Can you
I
prune
don't
in the
go out to
winter?
work, but some of it you can. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Just
But
so you
for the
know,
most
for all
part, it's
those
just keeping it
gardener,
tidy.
yeah. Just so you know, for all those gardener enthusiasts that are out there, you can prune in the winter. One of these times you should have a podcast about pruning tips during the months of December to May. Would you be able to host
That's
that?
okay. I probably could if I had to, but yeah, no, we won't bring in gardening into a trucking and music podcast.
Oh, come on. The only reason I
You
can
might
I
fall
can host a
asleep on
show
us.
like this is because of this. I can't say the name though,
Oh,
but
geez,
that's
you're supposed to get rid of those. No, yeah, I
who's
think they can
supposed to get rid
tell.
of them.
They're not healthy.
What do you mean?
As he takes a drink. They're
What do you
not
mean they're
healthy
not
for you.
healthy? Why not?
Bunch of crap in
I'm
them.
all I'm all about health.
Yeah, okay. Cigarette in one hand, monster in the other.
Yes, and a treadmill nowhere in sight.
Oh, what are we gonna do with you?
I don't know. Yeah, the whole trucking thing, this whole old school trucker thing versus new generation trucker thing is there's a stark difference between guys like me and guys in the
Mhm.
new realm of things, like
Yeah.
not just about the CB radios, but about even
Mhm.
footwear. Like now that they have
Mm.
all these
Oh,
automatic
dear.
trucks out there, I mean, you got
Yeah.
80% of truck drivers are wearing freaking flip flops while they're driving trucks.
Mm.
To me, that's
Mhm.
that's not old school. You wouldn't wear flip
No.
flops if you're a commercial gardener, which you are. I'm
No,
sure you wear
I
boots
wear
of some sort, don't you?
steel well, I was gonna say steel toe. They're not steel toe, I think they're aluminum or something. So your toe is protected, but they're light. They're not heavy.
Actually, just so the viewers know, Corinn wears thick plastic safety boots, not steel. Since when did they come up with aluminum
Plastic.
steel toes? Is that new?
They yeah, yeah, I bought them at, Mark's Warehouse.
You shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, no,
You
they're
just gave
great.
them a plug
What?
for nothing.
Oh, well, I'm on my second pair of boots from them. I
Uh,
like the Dakota
oh,
boots.
really?
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
they are,
They're
Dakota. You know
comfortable,
what? I
and
used to wear
I
Dakotas.
think they're
Yeah,
Dakota. Yeah, they're Dakota brand that I buy.
and they're aluminum.
They got. I think that's what it was. They're not steel toe. They're protected, but I think it said aluminum when I.
Have you
Yeah, I
ever
think
tried to
it said
park
that
your
when I
truck
bought
on
them.
it to
But
test it or anything?
no, but I have hit the toe with equipment and stuff. But yeah, no, it
Really?
protects them.
I didn't know they made
Yeah,
aluminum. See, there you go. I come
I
off as
think
some sort of
I'd
a
have to double
smart
check.
ass, but the truth is I know nothing.
You know a little bit.
A little bit. Little bit. I know a little bit.
I'll give you just a little bit.
A little bit about trucking. No, you know what I'm saying though.
Just a little bit.
In the old days, it was all about courtesy. Heck, just a bit. All about courtesy and things like that.
Yeah.
And nowadays, it just is there. It's just crazy. I mean, I'm not saying it's any one type
Yeah.
of people, but it's a new mindset of people. I think is the best way to describe it, and that could include all colors of people. But it's a new mindset that
Mhm.
the older mindset, like
Mhm.
myself, it just doesn't
Mhm.
get. It's hard to
Yeah.
interact with somebody who's dressed like they're going to go, you know, ride on a
To
surfboard
the beach.
yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
operating heavy equipment. You're supposed to be able, not just about operating equipment, it's about being ready to, while you're on the road,
Mhm.
it's about being at least ready to help somebody. If you're running around in your bare feet and your underpants, who the hell are you going to help if they go off the road in your barefoot and your underpants?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I mean, I know that's a crazy example,
Do
but
do the companies that you guys drive for not set the standards that you need to wear certain safety equipment or gear, I should
sure
say?
they do. Yeah, and even when you go into safety places, they have certain PPE. You have to have certain equipment and stuff. But it's the guys that are wearing all the flip flops probably aren't wearing those flip flops in their dispatcher's office, right? When they
Yeah,
go
I
into the
know.
dispatcher's office, they're probably in long pants and a good solid pair of shoes. Where when they get out in the truck, they
Yeah.
change into their shorts and flip flops, and away they go.
Mhm.
It's just for heavy
Unless some
equipment. It
of
just
it's
doesn't seem.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say unless some of it isn't enforced because a lot of times the loads are loaded for you. You're not doing the actual loading of everything, but I'm not sure. I'm not
That
a
would be
trucker.
their
I'm just kind
argument.
of guessing.
That would be their argument.
Yeah.
My argument, it's not just about you turning the wheel. It's about you being a commercial person who,
Yeah.
is ready to assist in any way, shape, or form, who's
Mhm.
providing the right
Yeah.
image. It's important stuff,
Yeah.
I think, but that's
Well,
just me.
and that's your work. The truck is your workspace,
It is, and,
so
after
you
many,
should be
many
geared
years,
up.
I've got most of my friends are old timer truckers. They
Mhm.
they're
Mhm.
hardcore. They still have CBs in their trucks just like I do. And,
Mhm. Mhm.
none of this bullshit about
Do
hmm?
do you get to use your CB radio very much? Does anyone use them
Qu-
anymore?
I use mine all the time, but unfortunately, quite often I'm just talking to myself.
I was gonna
The
say kind
trick
of
to
like
a CB
now, but
radio is
no.
getting
No.
some sort of a response. Half the time, these guys from New
Yes.
Mexico and Arizona are like, I want down here. But it's called skip, where they skip over large bodies of land, and you can pick up their signal.
Okay.
So here I am thinking, yeah, how you doing there,
Oh, okay.
brother? And the guy's like keeps talking. I'm thinking rude bastard, and then he says, "Yeah, we're down here in sunny Arizona." It's like, okay, no wonder I'm not talking to you.
A little too far
Usually
away.
2,000 miles away. No, but some of these bigger radios, they have these
Yeah.
like there's CB radio. In the old days, these guys, everyone, and, just like the song "Teddy Bear," where that little kid
Mhm.
in the
Mhm.
wheelchair.
Yeah.
Of all my days, I never evolved to turn that truck around. There were 10,000 trucks waiting to take that little boy for a ride. You know, those stories meant
Yeah.
something to people back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ever heard that song,
Yeah.
Teddy Bear?
No, those I have, yeah. I don't remember the words right now, but yeah, no,
Well,
I
the whole
remember
idea of
hearing
the
it.
song Teddy Bear is this little wheelchair child. His daddy died on
Mhm.
the truck, and daddy just didn't come home.
Oh, okay.
Blah blah blah. So it's a tearjerker, and then all of a sudden this guy decides
Yeah.
he's gonna try to turn that truck around. I went right back to that kid's house, and if God is my witness, there were hundreds of trucks all lined up, just waiting to take Teddy Bear for a ride. It's like you shouldn't make you
Yeah. Yeah.
full-grown old school drivers are balling their shit, going losing their shit, going down the road. They're just waiting to see. Let someone call me on the CB radio and come back and pick you up and take you for a ride. It was really
Yeah.
motivational to truckers, and that's how people saw
Yeah.
truckers back then. I think, is that they were real
Yeah.
heroes of the
Yeah.
highway, and nowadays they're just pains in the asses.
Yeah. Yeah, some people see them that way, and, it's unfortunate because that's not what it is. I mean, there are some that drive like idiots. It gets kinda scary out there sometimes, but,
Yeah, and
the old school
yeah,
truckers,
exactly.
like you say, they were still the ones still are respected. And actually there's this week a friend of mine posted on social media that I want to run. It's here, let me just bring it up so I'm saying the right thing. So it was it's called 5 Painful Realities Truckers Live With.
Right,
And I thought it'd be interesting to it's kind of a reality check for those that aren't truckers and don't really think about what the truckers go through and put up with on the road.
right,
I mean, they go to the grocery store and, there's their food, their vegetables and all that are there. But
right.
I bet you a lot of people don't realize what people go through to get that to the store. So I was going to run there's 5 of them, go through them and just see what your take is on
Okay,
some of them or all of
I
them
can
if you
do
want
that.
to comment on them. Okay, so it's called 5 Painful Realities Truckers Live With. So the first one is each load comes back with the risk of never coming back. So
Yeah,
that's
I
kind of the
agree with that. I
dangers of
mean, you're
being out
dealing
on
with
the
an
road.
element of danger, especially in different spots of the year or times of the year or different mountainous areas you're in, different
Yeah,
spots of the years or times of the year. So yeah, I agree with that. I mean, you
yeah.
always go not sure if your day's going to end up good or bad. And I mean, I guess a lot of people have that kind of a life.
Hmm.
Even just driving to work, that would be the argument. Well, I drive to work every day for an hour, and I
Yeah,
try. Yeah, but that's an hour a day is different than 12 hours a
yeah.
day. You know, when you're
All
on the
day.
road 12 hours a day, all
Yeah,
day, you're probably pushing your luck a little when it comes to safety, right?
yeah.
So I
Yeah,
agree
that
with that.
time ratio is a lot different for an office worker than compared to a trucker, obviously.
It plays with your mind
So the
sometimes.
second one, um, for sure. The second one is holidays, birthdays, and anniversaries all go missed.
Oh boy,
That's got to be a
that
hard
one I
one.
can relate to. Oh yeah, I I bet you cannot count on two hands the amount of Christmases I've missed in my life where I was
Mhm.
on the road. That would be for those of us that who have
Mhm.
had no schooling. That would be 11 and more.
Oh, Mr. Smartass again.
I'm just saying.
We'll
I'm
go on
not
to the
looking down
next
on
one.
anybody. I'm just saying. I want to be friendly
Yeah.
to all groups. Just because like okay, next point.
Yeah. Okay, the third one is silence on the road turns into the loudest kind of loneliness. That's a deep one.
That is deep. Yeah, I mean, we all have devices with us. Music, phones.
Yeah.
iPads, whatever. But I think what they're talking about is that silence when you're just not listening to anything, and any trucker that's been out there for a long time knows what this is all about. You don't, there's no listen, there's no, I mean, music, there's no anything to distract you. All you have is sort of maybe this low buzz of an untalkable CB that's just got that white noise, and you can sometimes go
Mhm.
for hours,
Mhm.
and unfortunately it's very
Mhm.
trance like, and it's a weird state of mind. It doesn't mean you're sleeping or that you're
Yeah.
not able to react to something, but it's almost trance like, and anybody that's been driving a
Yeah.
long time knows exactly what I'm talking.
Yeah. But I guess before we had phones and tablets and all those things, you didn't have that. You just had your like maybe like your radio or
Yeah,
whatever. You didn't
back in
have,
the
a movie
70s,
playing in
and
the background to listen
yeah,
to and that.
back in the 70s it was just AM radio. They didn't have FM back then, I don't think. So it was all like Conway Twitty and that kind of stuff. So
Mhm.
there's
Yeah.
even there's more things that we can do now, but in the same breath, it's I definitely get that trance-like state. Been there 1,000 times. Sometimes hours, not even minutes.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's
Mhm.
hours.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
weird. Okay,
Depending where
next
you
point.
are. Hmm. Okay, and the fourth is paychecks never reflect the hours and danger.
No, that's a
It's not like you
fact.
guys get
That's a
danger
given.
pay.
If we worked out what we earn per hour, it's
Yeah.
probably like realistically, it's probably a buck and a half. So I mean
Okay.
that's bad.
But yeah, by
But
the time
we
you
work a lot
take
of
out your
hours.
expenses.
Yeah. And then you got to
Yeah.
sleep in a truck all night,
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
night. You're on the road, you're not home, you're
Mhm.
not able to get the amenities of home, so
Yeah.
it's yeah, you're definitely
Mhm.
underpaid for the work we do, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
Agree with that.
Yeah. Well, and I guess now with the log device there, your electronic log device, you're always but that's telling you when to sleep and when to drive.
You would think that if somebody was forcing you to sleep, they'd pay you for it,
Mhm.
right? That
Oh,
should be
okay,
a
so you
paid
get
job.
paid right through.
Should be a
Yeah.
pay. I should be paid if I'm being told
Yeah,
to
from the
sleep.
time you pick up the load to
Yeah.
yeah.
So, anyway.
Everybody should.
Yeah. Damn it.
Okay, and the last point, fifth one, most truckers never see retirement. They just drive until they can't.
100%. I've often said that when are you going to retire? I'm going to say, well, I'm going to retire the same day as my funeral, 100%, which kind of
Yeah,
sucks because it means that you got to work till
yeah,
you're into
that's
your,
it is.
late years. But some
Yeah,
of us made choices.
yeah.
Part of that is the trucking industry, and part of that is choices. Like guys that have, and I know guys that have started jobs
Mhm,
and in their 20s. Now they're 60 and they're long retired and have these great lives because they didn't fool around changing their life 5 times. And when you change your life, it's your own
mhm.
choices. But when you change, or sometimes it's choices you didn't really have
Yeah,
a say in. But you know, there's
yeah.
a consequence to changing your life and starting over, and that is that the longer you,
Mhm,
or
mhm.
as you get older in life, if you don't have 20 years or 30 years of something under your belt, nobody's going to give you anything in the end.
Yeah,
So I blame
yeah.
myself mostly for that.
And
I mean,
and
I've
then
changed. Hmm?
And as we get older too, then the chances of starting over with a career
Yeah,
get
yeah,
slimmer and slimmer.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I mean, I guess I've got a two-part opinion on that.
Hmm.
And the
Yeah.
last point,
Yeah. I've started different jobs or different careers throughout. That was it.
have you?
That was 5. That was the 5 points.
Oh, that was all five. Okay. You started how many
Yeah.
times over? Three? Two?
Yeah. 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 That was all 5. A few. I've got a couple of diplomas and some I was forced out by economy and well, in Alberta it was the government was shutting down medical labs and stuff, so the jobs were disappearing. So that's when you have to do a rethink of everything and start something new because the jobs weren't there.
Well,
So
you were
sometimes you're
in
forced
Playboy in
into
the
it.
90s, weren't you? Was it Playboy you were in or Penthouse? One of the two. Well,
Neither. Oh my
that's what I
goodness.
read when I was reading your profile.
Oh, that that came out of nowhere.
All right. For those of you that
Oh
think that
my
Corinn
goodness.
should have been in Playboy or Penthouse in the
No
90s,
comment.
just send her a note. It's
Oh,
crazy.
what am I going to
I'll
do
tell
with
you,
you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I did hear something that was kind of interesting. I'm going to drop his name, and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to, but I'm going to drop it anyway. This guy, his name
Uh-oh.
is Gregory Starr, and it was interesting because
Okay.
he's really rich. He's got successful cosmetic, I think it's nails or successful business anyway. And he's a don't know if he's a transvestite, but he's a gay man who's very elaborate and is very, very feminine, except in his opinions.
Mhm.
Pink hair, straight pink hair, high heel shoes, the whole 9 yards. You'd look at him and think, oh boy,
Okay.
this guy's probably got
Mhm.
opinions from the left coming out of his ass. Anyway, so what was interesting about this fella is he very much is down to earth. He says that he's a gay man
Mhm.
who likes wearing women's clothes, who likes looking like a woman, who likes taking on the traits of a woman, and who feels very womanly, but he is still a man,
Mhm.
right? But he likes these things, or
Mhm.
this is who he
Mhm.
is. So what I found that interesting about that is that why couldn't more people take on that opinion? Like actually, one thing he said that kind of shocked me. He says like these guys that put on a wig and some
Not
makeup and
sure.
walk into a ladies' washroom. He says they should all be in prison,
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
being so bold. So if
That's
nothing else, I
yeah.
think he'd be a good spokesperson for trying to make sense of that whole gender confusion. There seems to be a tremendous amount of gender confusion these days with how to feel about that. Well, he seemed to really make sense about it. His name was Gregory
Yeah.
Starr, and I welcome ever hearing
Yeah.
another interview with him because kind of made you respect him for being who he was, but accepting who he was as
Yeah.
how he was born, and being able to coexist together in
Mhm.
those two roles. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so
It makes sense to me.
he's not trying to change his gender.
No,
He just likes to wear the makeup and the women's clothing, but he's not
right,
trying to change his gender where other ones want to change their gender. They feel that
right.
they were born the wrong gender.
Well, he might believe that too, but he takes the reality on that I am a man. I am a son. I'm someone's
Mhm.
son,
Yeah.
but I like this stuff.
Mhm. Yeah.
So can you try to respect me for the stuff I
Yeah.
like? As opposed to somebody saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
because I'm like this, you need to say I'm a woman." No, I don't.
Mhm. Mhm.
If somebody says
Mhm.
you're a cat,
Yeah, that's
doesn't mean I should say
yeah.
you're a cat too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And another great example was from Candace
Yeah.
Owen.
No, I
She
haven't
said
heard of
this.
him. That's interesting.
Yeah, Gregory Starr and Candace Owen, who's another conservative voice. She said this. She says, if a grown ass man identifies as a 10-year-old boy, right? Should that mean that if he identifies
Okay.
as a 10-year-old boy, that he should be able to go have sex with a 10-year-old girl? because he identifies in that age bracket? Of course not.
Oh,
Society would say, "No, sir, you're going to prison." You know. So
yeah,
if you're not
yeah,
allowed to
yeah,
identify as something illegal, why are you allowed to identify as something legal? I don't get it. You shouldn't be able, you shouldn't be able to identify as anything that isn't you, as far as
that's
I'm concerned. But so those are just a couple of
yeah,
controversial points I thought made sense. I'm all about common sense. I
yeah.
think a lot of people are all about common sense these days. It's not a party for me. It's not even an ideology. It's just common
Uh,
sense to me. I
yeah,
mean,
I
if
don't know
I'm,
about the common sense thing. Some people are for sure, but it's
you think a
just
lot of
seeing
people
after
don't
what's
have
gone
common
on
sense?
in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I
You think
yeah,
a lot of people don't have
I
common
would
sense? Yeah.
have to question that one.
Yeah, I agree. I agree
There's a
with
lot
that.
of sheeple out there.
Sheeple. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of confusion out there. Are you
Yeah.
laughing
Well,
at
that's
that
kind of
word?
what I'm.
What do you
Sheeple. Yeah,
sheeple?
that sheeple's interesting. I
Yeah.
I believe I agree with there being a lot of confusion. That's why I think it's important for the communities of some of these stereotypical groups, like just Gregory Starr thing, to speak
Yeah.
up in the name of common sense. Like if I was born with a penis and I'm
Yeah.
physically a man, I'm not going to sit there and try to make you call me a woman. It isn't going to happen. And that to me is common sense.
Mhm.
But in the same breath, he hopes that people will respect him for feeling like he's a woman. You know what? I can get that. I get that. That makes sense to me. If he feels like a
Mhm.
woman,
Mhm.
hey, but just don't tell
Yeah.
me you are one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
And
I think where
it
the
sounds like
difference is.
he's not trying to do that.
No, he's
Yeah,
not.
do
He's
that.
trying to
Exactly.
be
Yeah.
real. He's trying to say, I'm a man. My name is Gregory, but yeah, I like feeling like a woman. I like dressing like a woman, talking like a woman.
Like
But he's really a smart guy.
yeah.
He's kind of interesting to listen to. You know what else was interesting this week? You know Charlie Sheen, the
Or
actor?
is it yes. Yep.
He was on all sorts of, Megyn Kelly and Newsmax and Greg Gutfeld, and
Mhm.
he's now had
Mhm.
8 years of sobriety. Remember the time that he was losing his shit back in the day when he was going nuts and saying all this crazy shit about
Yeah.
everything?
Yep.
Well, he was all strung out on every drug known to man at that point. But now he's sober. He's got
Yeah.
a Netflix documentary, and he's got a book out, and so he's
Okay.
promoting
Good.
that. But he's really down to earth, and he's going on all these like shows that like, wow, I can't believe Charlie Sheen is on that show. So he's really
Mhm.
he's owning. I guess you could
Mhm.
say he's owning all the shit he did in his life. He's owning it and trying to move through it, And I think that that's kind of noteworthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would
Yeah.
appear to me, anyway.
Yeah, I listen to
Um.
Seafox radio in the morning, and they were
Oh,
talking
really?
about him.
Oh, were they? What were they saying?
What was his saying back then? Well, they were just talking about how, he's going around promoting his book and how he was in the past and his
Well, I think he used to say he
what
was
was
winning
his
all the
word that
time or
he was
something,
saying back then? Winning?
something like that.
Winning. Yeah. Yeah, they were talking about all of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting
it
that.
sounds like he was pretty messed up there for a while.
Oh man, he was saying that you know just a terrible misuse of money and fame and
Mhm.
just totally messed himself up. And
Mhm.
how many people have over the years. You hear about all these Hollywood
Yeah.
celebrities, musical celebrities, and
Oh,
rock
yeah.
stars and stuff. Just you
Mhm.
wonder how they're still alive today with all the shit they
Mhm.
went through.
Yeah.
But other than
Well,
that,
that's what they were saying about Charlie Sheen is the amount of drugs he did, how he's still alive. I think
yeah,
even he commented that he can't believe he survived that.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So,
That's scary.
well, it was an interesting week, and of course, the sadness of the assassination that took place. Don't want to talk too much about that, but it was definitely sad as far as I'm concerned. That was a human being. That was a father of two
Mhm.
and a husband,
Mhm.
and somebody decided their life was no good because they had an
Mhm.
opinion. There's something wrong with that in my common sense mind, right? So anyway, on that note, lots happened this week, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. There's been so much there's like speculation, I guess you could call it. Um from the actual event to the wife's, I can't remember her name, sorry. Her interview after, and of course
Erica?
people are thinking it's not, it's fake and it was staged and all this. Yeah. And that it was staged and all this kind of
Yeah,
stuff. So who knows
craziness.
what's gonna happen.
There
I
are
don't
some
know.
controversies around it, though. You're looking online, there's some people
Yeah.
questioning certain things, and I'm
Yeah.
hoping
Yeah.
that we get to the truth of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's
Anyway,
controversy around all the assassinations, like, JFK and all those, that they are putting him with that group. They all
the
had
only assassination that I can think of, and if
speculations
somebody knows
attached.
any, yeah, exactly. If somebody knows different, please let us know. But I compare it to a smaller version of Martin Luther King, because Martin Luther King wasn't really he was a huge voice, but he wasn't he wasn't a president or whatever. Just like Charlie Kirk wasn't, he wasn't a
Hmm.
president, but he was a
Yeah.
voice of a movement, and so
Yeah.
that's the comparison that I make. Although
Yeah.
you'd have
Yeah.
to argue that Charlie Kirk wasn't as popular as
Hmm.
Martin Luther
Hmm.
King, but I'm just saying that it was a political assassination, but it wasn't a political
Yeah.
leader that was killed. It was a voice that was killed, and that's the sad part
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
whole thing. But
Exactly.
anyway,
Yeah.
well, I'm glad that we had a good week, and it was a nice
Hmm.
chat. I had a nice chat with you, so I think we'll call that for a day, huh? Call it a day, right?
Yeah.
And look forward to episode 7,
Sounds an
which
episode.
will be upon us soon. Yeah, next episode. Yeah. So, on
Yeah.
behalf of
Yeah.
myself, Jim Blacktop, and Corinn, we want to say thanks for joining us on episode 6, and we look forward to seeing you guys again, or talking to you again, or hearing from you again. And what is our website again?
Our website for the music is
Yeah.
www.jamblacktopmusic.com.
Okay, perfect. And the podcast email?
blacktoprockspodcast@gmail.com.
And we definitely
It's on the
encourage
outro
comments.
as well.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so until then, everybody, see ya.
Yeah, for sure. Bye-bye.
Yeah, the blacktop made me this way. Yeah, the blacktop made me this way. Yeah, the blacktop made me this way.